Hey guys, I'm currently doing my spell work and I'm in between clients, so I'm resting my energy, as you know I have to do. And I just felt drawn to do this audio for some reason, and there has to be a reason always, right? So a while back, a couple of months ago, one client asked me if I could make a video or audio about what it's like to be psychic. And I never did because it's such a complex subject, and I didn't really know how to put it out there. But I figured out maybe how to explain it in a really nice way that's gonna be that well, everyone's gonna be able to kind of understand. And I'm gonna use some scientific background as well. So, it's going to be an interesting audio if that's something you're interested in. First of all, I'm going to start by saying that there's this saying that says magic is natural because nature itself is magic. So, this is a saying that kind of resonates with me really well because this is something I always tell you that magic is natural to human beings, and magic was given to us obviously as something that we should be using. And absolutely, people are trying to, some people, less and less, thankfully, are trying to make it look like something bad, like it's something bad. And it can be, everything can be used for good or for bad. It can be, but we shouldn't use it for bad, obviously. And people are trying to portray it for ages as something horrible and things like that, which is why there's still the stigma around magic, around psychics and all of that, like it's something bad and like they're doing something wrong, which is not true if it's done for good, obviously, if you don't practice hexing, cursing and stuff like that. So as I also always say, since magic is a part of our nature, it's absolutely natural that all of us, in certain capacities, can use it in a way. Of course, just like with any talent, right? We all have ability of having a voice. Most of us do, not all of us, but most of us do, and not all of us can sing beautifully. So it's the same with magic. Some of us can use it better and some of us can't use it at all, but we all kind of have access to it, if not through us then through others, right? Just like we all have access to listening to beautiful songs, we don't have to sing them ourselves. um, Same thing is kind of like being psychic because it goes hand to hand, honestly, like magic's being psychic, doing tarot, all of these things. And like honestly, uh, I do think that we all have ability to be psychic in, again, certain capacity, depending, of course, some will be more, some will be less, but we all have abilities, we all have psychic abilities, in my opinion. And some of them, the, hmm, it's a bit hard to explain, but our psychic abilities usually don't come from us. They come from somewhere else. So somebody is showing us something or telling us something, and we call these our guardian angels or our spirit guides. It can also be a dead loved one. So we all have the ability to receive messages. um, it's, however, it can be different for different people, and not everyone, not every psychic, not every like very psychic person will have the same, will receive messages in the same way. It depends. So, some of the ways that they can be received is when we sleep. So, this is a very common way for people that are not. That can't really turn on their psychic abilities consciously. So that would be majority of people. What I'm saying talking about is that you can receive messages when you sleep through dreams, but also not just that. You know that saying before you go to bed when you have a problem, I'm gonna have a rest and then tomorrow I'm gonna decide. So sometimes while we sleep, the thing is that that's the only time when our analytical brain or our conscious brain is not working, and it's easier for us to receive messages when our conscious brain is not working, because that's the part of us that is a block basically for everything, spiritual wise. So sometimes we just gonna get that insight while we are sleeping, not necessarily through a dream, but just through the act of sleeping. And then in the morning, we're gonna feel this clarity about the issue, and we're gonna make the right decision. So that's one of the possibilities. A very common one, there are clairvoyant people, and there are all sorts of things. So for me, it's more from receiving a message as a thought, but you just know it's not your thought. You just feel it's something that's a message. And I think that a lot of us have a capability to do this, but we don't. Not everyone knows how to make a difference between your thoughts and the thoughts that are coming as messages. It does take practice and work. So basically, those are going to be your spirit guides communicating with you and giving you thoughts, and you should listen to them. Also, another thing is just knowing something, which is, just going to get that feeling, oh, I know this, and this. And it's also coming from somewhere beyond, not from you. So there's also a gut feeling, what we call a gut feeling. So the thing is that our solar plexus is placed in this area where our guts are. So that's why we get gut feelings. But it's actually, gut feelings are really good and very real. And we all kind of get gut feelings sometimes. So it's quite important to pay attention on them. And the more you kind of practice it, the better you will get in it. Because a lot of people just don't believe in these things and don't pay attention to these signs and all. So now I'm going to tell you why you should. It's actually scientifically proven, because the brain kind of, when they were researching brains of psychics, while they were having, readings, let's say psychic readings or mediumship readings, or, any type of readings like that, their brain activity was really different than what we usually have. Activity, sorry, did I say activity? I hope I did. And you could just see lots of proof of it if you look for it, Google for it and stuff, and it's actually a fact. So I'm not making this up. So our brain changes a lot, and in some cases it does depend on what kind of reading it is, where it's coming from. Sometimes it will come from left side of the brain, sometimes from the right, and sometimes the waves are gonna be the same as when someone meditates and things like that. There's really strange occurrences in the brain during these readings that just can't be explained in any other way than something different's happening, something strange is happening. So yeah, it's a real thing. Being psychic, it's a real thing. And yes, psychics do exist, and some are better, some are worse. I don't think anyone is 100% correct, and I think that's just a fact. I mean, I know it is. Baba Vanga, who was this huge Bulgarian psychic, I think she was 86% correct, which is a lot. It's a huge percentage for a psychic. So she's probably the biggest psychic ever. So most of them don't have such percentages. But as you know, it's the same as with magic. It doesn't always work, and readings are not always 100% correct. And with tarot, it's about interpreting the cards correctly. And of course, since it's cards, you can't really 100% say everything correct. It's impossible in this way. So none of the psychics see everything 100% correct. You have to be aware of that. It is what it is. So it's like fragments, basically. So that is basically how it works. I hope I explained it properly. I hope it's a little bit more clear now. Um, I could go into some examples, but I just don't want to make this audio too long. I wanted to make it short and understandable for everyone. Um, I think that a lot of us get gut feelings and some psychic feelings when we meet people, and often we kind of know when we're supposed to. When we have some sort of a contract with a person, we will kind of know, and we will kind of try to, make friends with them or something more, depending on what kind of a contract it is. And no, we don't only make contracts with our love partners, we make contracts with others as well. So it's a whole nother topic. It's also quite interesting. But yeah, let me know how did you like my answer? Anyways, bye.